Hey everyone, it's Mr. Akbar here. And I know at the beginning of the year you were given math manipulative kits without any type of information. So today in this video, I'm going to inform you why you have them, what's inside them, and when to utilize them when you are teaching your lessons. So manipulatives, we all know that manipulatives play a big part into our students' learning. But manipulatives goes back many years. Since ancient times, really, people of many different civilizations have used physical objects to help them solve everyday math problems. For example, the ancient civilization of Southwest Asia used counting boards that look similar to this. They were wooden or clay trays covered with a thin layer of sand, and they would draw symbols in that sand, or they would use different items to represent tally marks, or even when it came to take an inventory of different products. Then we could talk about the Mayans and the Aztecs and how they use corn kernels strung on strings that were stretched across a wooden frame. This is very similar to something that we did for those teachers who were with us in the early grades when we used the pipe stems and we had the beads on them. Then we can even talk about the Incas. Now, the Incas had their own unique counting tool, which was called the quipa, where they had knotted strings, and each of the knots represented a specific number. Now, we could talk about many other civilizations and things that they use, but one thing is for sure is that civilizations have used different objects to represent numbers. It became even more relevant in the early 1900s, where manipulatives has come to be considered essential when teaching mathematics at the elementary school level. In fact, for decades, the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, the NCTM, I'm sure you heard of them, has recommended the use of manipulatives in teaching mathematical concepts at all grade levels. That's K through 12. So we know that manipulatives can be key in providing effective, active, engaging lessons in teaching mathematics. The use of manipulatives helps students hone their mathematical thinking skills, and also it is important tools when helping students to think and reason in more meaningful ways. Now, there's three stages that the use of manipulatives plays a part in having our students become and develop math habits where they become math masters. So there's three stages. The first stage is the concrete stage. That's where the students are playing with the hands-on manipulatives. They're able to explore the concept so they can try to come up with a solution. Then there's the representational stage, and that's where is the concept is being represented using pictures. In the earlier grades, they're still playing with the pieces, where the students can demonstrate how they visualize a solution to that particular concept. Then they get into the abstract phase. And the abstract phase is where they actually do the solving of that concept, where they're using the mathematical symbols such as the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and so forth. Now, I did a little research. Yep. And part of my research, it breaks down about the usage of manipulatives and how it's very important. So, over the past 4 decades, studies done at all grade levels and in several different countries indicate that mathematics achievement increases when manipulatives are put to good use. Additional research shows that use of manipulatives over long term provides more benefits than short term use does. So, students using it every day, all through the school year, they're going to grow. Studies have shown that students using manipulatives in specific mathematical subjects are more likely to achieve success than students who do not work with manipulatives. Why is that important? Well, that's the big initiative in our district, the use of manipulatives. Students knowing how to use them, students knowing where to get them from, and it being displayed inside your classrooms. Now, I know many of you have already started with me or without me, where especially the younger grades, where you have started to, just as you see at the top left hand corner there, create individual bags where students have in their desk, where they're able to pull out at any given time. I know some of you down at the bottom right already have bins where they have not only just the physical manipulatives, but the printing sheets where they can use the dry erase markers or the created dry erase boards that has the templates that can help support them with their thinking. And that connects to the concrete pictorial abstract. And I know up in the upper grades, many of you have the bins already um, out and labeled, and students know how to utilize and get them when needed. So there's multiple ways that it can be done. The thing is, our district want to make sure that we are doing it, that we have those bags or those bins visual, so that when anyone from the district, such as Mrs. Morris or anyone from Curriculum Associates, that's the people whose program we're utilizing, they come into your classroom, they can see that the manipulatives are being put to use. Now, there's a purpose why these kits was given to us, right? So these kits were given to us because they go along with each individual grade level. And then they're simplified to what they call a la carte items, which are manipulatives that can be and may be used once in the program in some of your classrooms based on the students that you have. And they also connect to printed items, and that's part of the math folders that packet or the individual sheets that was given to you so you and your students can utilize them. Now, how do I know what manipulatives are used in each of the lessons? Let's start here on the left-hand side. In your teacher manuals, it tells you where it says lesson materials, it tells you the exact materials that the students would need. Down at the bottom left, at your lesson pacing guide, it tells you exactly the activities and the manipulatives that are needed for your students to be successful in using or completing that particular activity. It tells you the digital tools which connect to the physical tools that the students can utilize during particular parts of the lesson. I know the big initiative this year, like what was told to you at the beginning of the year, the hands-on activities. We're going to have a PD on it, so you can get a better understand how you can utilize it. Because remember, it doesn't have to be everybody. It could be small group. It could be one person, where that little reteaching is happening, where the students are able to have that concrete part of that particular part of the lesson. Then everybody, all right, everybody has an opportunity of selecting whatever they need in their mathematical toolkit. That's the mathematical toolkit is the little bags or the particular bins that is being created for students. They know that they can go there and get these manipulatives in order to help them solve the problem. What I love about this is that it's given to them on in their book, but also on the slides that you're presenting. Normally, it's slide number 2 tells you specifically. So if you plan ahead, you know exactly what manipulatives the students should be using. You know that it also teaching your students the routine of taking a look at that toolkit and pulling those, well, one or two of these, whichever one they need, manipulatives out for them to solve the problem. Again, that concrete part. It'll help them later on to represent it. And of course, the goal is for them to get to the abstract part of solving it. Now, I'm going to go through this very quickly, but I'm also going to send out this PowerPoint for you to see. In each of the kits, I have what is in there. Each of those kits that you have is for a classroom of 25. So if you have a more than 25, please let me know because I do have some extras. So I can provide that for you. So in grade 5, you see what's included in the kits that was delivered to you. You'll see the a la carte. Remember, these are the items that not only are there physically, but also you may be a part of print options. Grade 4, here is your items in the kits that was given to you. And again, every grade level kits is for a classroom of 25. Your a la carte items. Grade 3, here's a list of your items. Grade 2, what I love about these with the base tin, the flats, the rods, and the different units, they're soft. So it's a little different compared to the ones we had before. Your a la carte items. Grade 1, and your a la carte items. And kindergarten. And your a la carte items will be shown right after this slide. And again, can't emphasize it enough. Each of the kits that you have is for a classroom of 25. If you have more, please, you have more students than 25, more than 25 students, then please let me know so I can give you more manipulative so that each student have access to the particular amount of manipulatives that is needed that goes along with your particular grade level. All right, and that's the end of my PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully, now you now you know why you have those kits, how you can utilize those kits. We're going to break it down even more so. Just a heads up, as the first walkthrough will start to happen in a couple weeks. The expectation is for you to have either your students have their own mathematical toolkit or toolbox, excuse me. And then if they don't have it, more so for the upper grades, the bins are there. The bins are labeled, and I do have labels. So if you need labels, please let me know. And they know how to get up and utilize those manipulatives when needed. And then can't emphasize also too, I with the math folders, the packet that has the different forms that students can utilize in their dry erase uh, uh, math sheets, then if you don't have it, please let me know so that it can be utilized by your students. We want to give them as many resources as possible for them to be successful. All right. I look forward to hearing from you. Again, my office door is open. If you need more explanation about it or if you need more support where you need me or my helpers to help and assist you put your math kits to good use, then please reach out to me. All right. Thank you.